apologies for that. I don't know if anyone heard the sneezing or whatever, because that was very much hay fever starting to get to me. Of course it would. It hasn't done it all day. I'll do it straight at 8 o'clock tonight when we're about to go racing for the first time in over a year. For real, anyway. So, let's run through what we have as a grid. F1 for the first time, F1 League race for the very first time in over a year. And with that being said, we are going to go over the grids in this tier 1. Austria is going to be the very first race we have available. Very first race that we do in this season. We have a long season ahead. And we're going to go through all the teams we have now. So in the Red Bulls, albeit they have at least one, potentially one reserve tonight. And Kuzab. It's Robin and Yarlo. You can see Yarlo here in the Red Bull. He's racing. Robin was a last-minute dropout, so he's not here tonight. I don't know if there's a reserve replacing him. In the McLaren, we have the Nordic team, BR4. The Swede, very, very familiar with the F1 racing here in ALR. One of the fastest people we definitely have in the server, and he is paired alongside Henrik Anderson today. Then we've got Jishnu and Jack in the Mercedes. I think Jack is here, yeah, and Jishnu is joining us in qualifying, I believe, later after, just after that. After that, we've got Jaguar and the Ferrari. I think he's the only one here. The Joker is not currently in this lobby. Oh, he is actually. There he is at the bottom of your screen. So both the Ferraris are in the building. And then we've got in the Williams, we've got Owen Malk, who we've seen race before, and Nikita T, who passed his eval last night. Nikita T. I'm not even going to say the name. He's Nikita from now on. Jishnu has just joined the lobby, so there you go. The second of the mix. And then Owen Malk. I don't know if he is in this lobby right now. We've got 18 of the 22. Yeah, Owen Malk is there, the second one down. Then you've got, after that, you've got V-Carb, which is Mitchell and Nakudsta. Mitchell's not here tonight. Last time I knew he was in Belgium. But he's been replaced by Harm. And, well, isn't this just a little slice of history in ALR and F1, isn't it? Just a little slice of history for those who are not aware and weren't here the last time ALR did F1 for real in a league. It ended Portimao with some very interesting scenarios, which involved, funny enough, Mitchell and Porthouse, the man who's replaced him tonight, Harm, and also El Troc, who we saw racing the social race a couple weeks prior to this. So there's definitely some history there. And then we've got DDK and Lars in the Aston Martin. They're both here tonight. Noble Garter and Stell, who just passed his eval at the end of last night's race in the Alpine. Like, they're both here tonight as well. And then we've got Redstone, Derp, and Big Turns in the Haas. Looks like Redstone is here. I don't believe Big Turns is. We're going in about 5 seconds here. And then we've got Bloodwave and Steger in the Sauber, but Steger, I believe, isn't here tonight, so he has been replaced by Igor, who is also a well-known name in F1 in ALR. A lot of familiar names. A lot of the new names coming in as well. Either way, there is 18 people here vying for the opportunity to make a name. Let's see who is going to win ALR's first league race in over a year. Who's going to etch themselves into the ALR history books tonight? All right. Who is going to be the first one out? Let's do this spectator. Let's put on all the spectator cameras so that way we get things as best as we can. 17 people in the lobby. You see the two Williams, the two McLarens, only one Mercedes actually. Not sure where the second Mercedes went. Yeah. I am very intrigued to see who is the first one to bite. Who is going to be the first person out of the pits to set their qualifying lap here at Austria. Just a message in audio right now. Alright, there you go. So we've got things 3-7. That's going to be an interesting one. I'm not entirely sure the times around here. Would be surprised if it's not somewhere about the 4-ish. Let's see, who was the first one out? Who's the closest to the line? It's one of the Aston Martins. So it's Lars ahead of DDK right now. But everything just going as it should right now. They're just rounding the track before they get themselves ready for their first flying lap. We're going to go on board with Lars, who's got off early as we go through toward turn 1 now. Up the hill for the first time. Into what is a very tricky turn 1. Probably not so much in F1 cars. It's all about getting that inside curve correct as they head now down the straight towards turn 2, the miniature left-hander, and then the hairpin turn 3. It's a very much a straight line track, Austria. They go from hill to hill. And into the hairpin here at turn 4. Lars might be dropping just a little bit to DDK here. Wait and see how the laps play out. Very much not easy to tell. You got some of the cars that might hold people up as we go along. Overtake has been put on now from Lars as he heads towards turn 9. Here we go, through turn 10, still valid. It's going to be the first valid lap of the season. It's a 105.2. Imagine that's going to get beaten easily. It's actually only a 10th to DDK, but to Lars is DDK, who's currently at the front now. Mercedes next to the line, but I think that's Jack on an outlap. That is Jack on an outlap. Who is going to be the next person to the actual line? BL4 is about to start his first lap of the season as well. Bloodwave, very quick in the last time we were doing these F1 leagues. Is about to have a go at it himself. To the line, 4-2. An entire second quicker. And there's the benchmark that everyone has now got to beat. Is anyone going to be able to beat that? Harm is the next one to the line. Oh no, Yala's the next one to the line. Sorry, 4-9. Good enough for third. 4-7 Faham puts him in second. Redstone Dirt beats Bloodwave by, I think that's 13 thousandths of a second there. It goes on provisional pole for the first time. So we're on board with Stell right now. We've also got BL4 heading toward the line to finish his first lap of the season. Still 4 or 5 guys who haven't pitted out, got out the pits at all yet. BL4 104.1, and that's provisional pole time now. Will Stell go and beat it? To the line goes Stell. It's a 4-2, and it's good enough for 4th, but that's about it. At the moment, Bloodwave into the pits. Off of his tyres there, he was only had enough fuel for one good run at it. Which is probably going to be the case for a large chunk of drivers here. Everyone just trying to vie for some positions here. That's Redstone Derp into the pits, it is. Alright, let's watch Noble Garter then. He's going to go onto a flying lap. Him and Nikita are the only two that I can see that are currently on proper flying laps. Don't know how much his Nikita's lap got hindered by that pack in the middle though. So we are going to stay on Noble Garter's point of view. The Mercedes going slow around the entire track right now. On the second of the Alpines to run here. Owen Mount does a 104.537, good enough for 5th. Nikita goes just behind his teammate up into 6th. Not a bad start for the Williams drivers. You continue to watch the Alpine here. The two of the drivers making their way into the pits. I believe that's a Kick Sauber and a Mercedes. Also a Red Bull currently out on track. Yellow, I think, has gone for a second run. He might... Oh! Noble spanned the car at turn 9! Noble spanned the car at turn 9, and well, you kind of get fortunate there because you're able to just cut straight into the pit lane and abandon the run. The Kusta's out on an outlet right now. So is Henrik. Joker, Jaguar, however, is not. It looked like he may have just set a purple sector 2. So there might be some pace in this lap here for the Ferrari. You go round turn 9. We've already seen someone spin here today. And through turn 10 to the line he goes. DRS is open to the line. It's not close in the end. He did a 104.8, and that's only good enough for 10th after what was a flashing purple sector there. Joker now the only other person on a flying lap, I'm pretty sure. Yellow is heading out of fuel there. Just going to see if Bardio's put it in main announcements yet. He has not, so I'm going to do it. Right, we've got Joker currently through the first couple of sectors here at Austria. Not expecting too much from him tonight, admittedly. It looked like it's just flashing up purple for everyone. Oh, that's invalid. That's invalid. There you go, the first red lap of the night. Goes to the Ferrari at the back of the grid. About 5 or 6 more people on outlaps as it stands. Just putting things together right now. As we go through the final corner, on board with Anderson. To the line he goes. 105.9. I think he's going to expect to do better than that. Nakusta had an invalid lap there. So we are now just going to very much situate ourselves with Igor, who is about to do his next lap on the track here. Very quickly. Oh, Igor's disqualified. He's blocked the pit lane. He spanned the car at turn 1 and he's out the session entirely. Oh, that is just a bit harsh, but he stopped his car in front of the pit lane and he'll start from the back. drama already in the first qualifying session of the year. Wow. What about the Ferraris? Not about the Ferraris, sorry, the McLarens. What's going on there at this point in time? Looks like one of them just headed into the pits. A couple of people heading into the pits now, actually. Also got one of the Mercedes about to run through his actual flying lap here. Not entirely, I think it was Jack who just started. BR4 getting out of the way of the racing bull here. Redstone at 138. Currently has a 3/10 of a second advantage to the man we are currently on board with. And we are going to stay on board now to see if he's got a response. Well, Didi came here, just set a quicker lap there, 104.9. Stell did a 103.9. Puts himself in a second in the Alpine. We got a yellow flag in sector 1, which is just a slow racing bull, sorry. Also the case for one of the Aston Martin drivers, who are apparently refusing to get out of the way. I'm not entirely sure what the hell is going on into turn 3 here. Apparently they've forgotten how to do qualifying, that's for certain. We're currently watching BX to try and see if not BX, sorry, if we're BR4, sorry. Wrong racing game entirely. But still at the top either way. BR4 looking to try and put himself squarely on top, trying to get himself onto provisional pole. With a couple of corners left, he absolutely throws it into turn 10 there. And gets to the line, beats Stell, but doesn't beat Redstone. There you go, so BR4 only good enough for second at the moment. Redstone absolutely flying. I think Owen did a 104.4 there, but stays him in 6th. Yeah, that was a very unfortunate way to start the season, that's for certain. Nikita's up 3/10 on his lap right now. That will put him up into 5th, if he can get it. If he can hold it together, this would be a pretty good lap. The cruiser in front of him's on and out lap. We go to the line now, and he does put himself up in a 5th in the Williams. A 104.1, almost got Bloodwave. Absolutely flying. Yellow is either running for an extra lap. I think he is running for an extra lap here. We will stay on board with him. As I'm still trying to, in the middle of all this, try and put something out in the announcements. Sorry about the minute silence for a minute. Right, there you go. Hey, I've put that into Discord now, so everyone more should be able to sort it out. We're currently on board with Yarlow. See if Yarlow's got anything left in the tank to try and get himself into the top 5 maybe, or even further than that if he can. Noble Garter did a 104.186 after spinning his first lap away. It's a good start for the Alpine, the 1 and 5 right now. It's an invalid lap for Yarlow, which is not good news for him. We'll go to Henrik, who needs to improve. I think Joker's also on the lap right now. One of the Alpines is up there with a racing bull, I think. I think that's Nakusta. And Noble at the top of the screen. But that looked like a really good first sector here for Henrik. He's about a third of a second up. And if he can do that in each sector, he'll be up toward the rest of the pack. He needs to find a little bit more than that realistically if he wants to be competitive. Continues on here in this second sector. It was a third of the second up prior. It's now 1.2 seconds up. And he might have something in the tank here. It'll put him into the top 10 if he can hold it. If he can better it, he might be able to stick himself into the top half of this lobby. Round the final corner. Has he done enough in the final sector? 104.5 is good enough for 9th. And up ahead of Yarlow. Have a look at what we've got left out on the track right now. So we've got Jishnu, who is on a flying lap at the moment. 44.6 for him through the first 2 sectors of the lap. Then we've got Redstone Derp, the next car, over as well, as he currently sets himself on provisional pole at the start, at the end of this qualifying session. It looks like Jishnu with a 104 flat puts himself in 4th. Redstone unable to improve. We continue on. Emric, well, we're actually going to watch Owen because I think he might be the only one right now on a flying lap. And yeah, I'm doing this. This is, you got to remember, Viking, that this is actually where I made my name in the commentary in this league. I did F1 before I did GT. So going back a long time. And yeah, it's definitely one of those where I have a soft spot for F1, that's a certain. Definitely have a soft spot for F1. But yeah, we're watching Owen Malk, who's currently about 2/10 up on his lap. That would only be good enough for 1 place. It'll take him above Lars, put him right beside Nikita and Noble. They are all about to start their final flying laps in the near future. We're going to have that standoff right at the end. 104.232 for Owen, and that'll be it for his qualifying session here. The Williams only good enough for 8th as it stands. Harm the next one to the line, I think. Or is it Jaguar? Jaguar just started his lap. I think Harm is going to be the next one to the line. We've got a minute left, so there's no more Redstone for this qualifying session. The current pole position leader is in the pits, will not set a lap at the end of this qualifying session. BR4, however, will. So we have a chance for BR4, a chance for Stell to respond. And will they respond effectively? Harm is definitely not going to be responding effectively as it stands. It looks like he's just building up for one last run with about 30 seconds left on the clock. We will jump back just a little bit behind him then. 1/4 of a second up on his lap time. Jaguar will be the first to follow, first over the line. It will be the end of his qualifying session here. And Jaguar's up into 10th. I think Noble Garter just did a 3.85. Up in a second he goes. Bloodwave invalidated lap, but he's going to get one more. He's not going to have any real ERS to go with. I think that's one of the Aston Martins that just finished up. The Ferrari, the next to the line is Joker. And then we go to the McLaren of BR4. Has he done enough? 103. 103.9 is quicker, but not quick enough for the front row even, which has now been taken by an Alpine. 103.779, and Stell now in a brilliant position to kind of just stick on the first pole position of the year. I don't really see a person actually stopping him now, and that's invalidated for Harm, and that goes the last chance if he had of anything. Jaguar 8 seconds down. Bloodwave not getting anywhere near. So it's going to be Stell picking up where he left off. On pole position. And his teammate in 3rd. Noble Garter putting on a clinic as a number 2 there. Starting in 3rd in this race. Redstone Derp is going to be the one that splits them in second. BR4 in fourth. Jishnu in fifth. Bloodwave sixth. Nikita and Owen share the fourth row in the Williams in seventh and eighth. Lard and Yarlow round out the top 10. Jaguar and Henrik in 11th and 12th. I'm going to be hoping for a decent start, maybe some crashes beforehand, try and get himself involved in this. And then we've got Harm and Jack 13th and 14th. And then after that, Nakuza and Joker 15th and 16th. DDK in the slowest of the lot. And then Igor disqualified for parking his car up in the pit in front of the pit lane, which he probably would have been somewhere in and around the top 10 if I'd had to have guessed. But nonetheless, second splitting the top 5 or 6 people, top 9 or 10 people there. Looks a little bit more dull now, that's a certain. Let's see how this is going to play out. The first league race of the season here in ALR. But we will see if there's going to be any crazy drama, any action as we go through. Just waiting for people, I believe, to get their setups. Everything's sorted. And then we can get going. Like BR4 was up at one point. Redstone said he was up at one point. So there's a few guys with a small amount of actual improvements left in them on their fastest lap there. Just taking a quick drink before we get going properly. Still haven't seen the 30-second timer pop up at the top of the screen yet. Not entirely sure what's going on. Here we go. Here we get the timing factor there. We're on the formation lap now. Switch the telemetry on. We're going to switch the lap data on as well. The detail is that we've got one person on the softs. Henrik is on the softs. We've got BR4, Owen, Lars, Yarlow, all on the mediums, as well as Joker and DDK at the back. And then the Joker's left the session. That's not a good start. And then we've got Stell, Redstone, Noble, all on the hards, as well as Jishnu, Pedro, and Nikita in 5th, 6th, and 7th. Jaguar in 11th, Harm in 13th, Jack in 14th, Nakuza in 15th, and Ego at the back of the grid after disqualification, all on the hards as well. It's going to make things very interesting in terms of the strategy already. Everyone's going to do a little bit, everyone's doing a little bit of managing by the looks of things, and maybe the alternate strategy. We got 7 people watching. Welcome to everyone watching ALR F1 for the first time in a year. Hope you guys all enjoy the actual possible race strategy. Seem to involve a 2-stop. I'm not entirely sure how much of that is true. We will wait and see. Does everyone just get set on the grid right now? Couple of disqualifications, yeah, I'm guessing they jumped their grid box. By the looks of things, that would be the case. And it's set back just a little bit then. We go, about to go, lights out for the first time. 4, 5 red lights. It's lights out, away we go. The McLaren has just forgotten he's meant to start. BR4 has just forgotten that he is actually meant to start. He drops to the back straight away. Stell gets away quickly. Redstone in second. Noble in third. Jishnu gains a place. BR4 all the way down to 15th. Just forgetting to start the car. We continue into turn 3. That looked like Noble just went off the track a little bit there. He's lost out to the Mercedes. Jaguar's up in the 6th after starting in 11th. What a start for him. Absolutely crazy start already. Drama off the start of the race. That looks like someone's got a broken front wing. Not entirely sure whose front wing came apart there. We will wait and see if we can find it. Oh, look the inside there for Henrik. Doesn't quite get it. He is really lining Yarlow up right now, though. Bearing in mind, he is on the soft, so he's going to start here, looking to try and make his way through the pack, get a little bit of an advantage on those behind him. Try and solidify a top 10, if not get further forward. DDK up ahead of Harm. Harm is in a bit of trouble here. Looks like BR4's going from both. BR4 to the inside. Gets it done. Up into 12th again. Harm and Jack now fighting it into turn 3. That didn't look too good there for, I believe that might have been Noble, who just lost out to Jaguar, and Henrik has got past Yarlow like he's not even there. Battle for the lead of the race. Everything is coming thick and fast right now. Nikita and Noble. Nikita locks up, but he's still got the inside line. I think he's got the position as well right now. Well, he has 4 now, and yeah, that is going to be the position there for Nikita and the Williams. Owen gets Lars as well, and Redstone hit the front of the grid. Absolute, everyone's just fighting everyone at the start of this one. Stell's going to try and go back after Redstone. We've got 3 people within about a half second, just over half second now. As Redstone starts to pull away just ever so slightly. Jaguar is setting the fastest lap of the race so far at the front. I am very intrigued to figure out whether or not BX has just forgot to start. Here we go, Stell to the inside, potentially on Redstone here. Someone locked up just slightly in the background. Lars is going against Henrik. These two fighting it out of turn 3. And Henrik got up another place. Needs to start breaking the gap now to these guys getting close to Owen in 7th. Bloodwave all the way down in 14th. I'm not entirely sure what happened to him. He's also lagging just a little bit to start. That's a great sign. For everyone trying to fight him. He dropped to 14th. BR4 is back into 11th after literally not starting the car. Yarlow in front of him. And then we've got Lars in front of both of those guys. There's 3 or 4 guys fighting it out for about 10th place right now. The entire grid right now, outside of Igor at the back of the grid, in a DRS train. We are in Train Central right now, in F1 for the first time in ALR in over a year. Looks like a little bit of a move attempted there by one of the drivers. I think BR4 is going to try after Yarlow here. Who's going to get the better exit? It's the Red Bull that gets a far better exit, but BR4's got the inside line and launches it straight into turn 4. Although we got yellow flags now, I'm not entirely sure who the yellow flag is for. Actually, it's Ego in the back who's having a nightmare. Spanning qualifying, spanning the race, and is in the middle of nowhere. Noble's off the track as well. Noble's off the track. He's all the way in the gravel in the back of the field. And from the front, like 3 or 4 drivers there, Noble's just span it into the gravel. He's in the back now as well. Another gained position for the likes of BR4. Already on a recovery drive. You see the gap here that Owen has got formed between him and his teammate. Those hard tyres have worked a treat for the front at this point in time. Redstone and Stell going at it. Stell's retaken the lead of this race. Henrik gets past Owen to try and get himself into 6th. And now if he can break away, head toward these hard runners, he might have a shot. We've got yellow flag again. And this time it's Joker the wrong way round. We might have another yellow flag further forward. Henrik's lost a few positions, gained them back straight away. And Lord is up in the 7th now as well. He's having to defend here with Henriksen in the inside. And Lord gets ahead of Henrik. I don't know why I'm calling Hendrickson. I can't read. I apologize. I'm combining the 2 names. I apologize for that. But yeah, Henrik getting overtaken by Lord there. We got Owen right behind. The car's just not... Well, we may be in a long train, but they are going back and forth in said train. Have been for a while. Looks like BR4 might be looking to set Owen up here. Oh, Owen coming all the way over, a bit recklessly, to try and cover BR4. Almost got past the other McLaren at the same time. Of Henrik there in 7th. Nikita gets past Jishnu for a split second. Then that one's been taken back. Owen's got the inside line now against Henrik. And it's not really going too well here for the McLarens. The soft driver, however, holding on for dear life here in 7th. Needs to get his teammate through. If BR4 can pick Owen off here, they can coordinate something to try and get BR4 back toward the front. 5 seconds the gap now between Lars and the front 5. The front 5 have well and truly driven off in this race. 1 lap 7 of 36. We head up towards turn 1. Owen defends the inside. He might actually be going all the way to the inside to try and steal it. And he has. But he's been overtaken again by Lars, who got a far better exit. Not entirely sure where the bodywork came off there. I think it may have been BR4. I'm not entirely sure though. He's been overtaken by DDK, who's got himself a nice couple of positions in this one. It is BR4, he's got half a front wing there. Lars and Owen fighting out for 6th as it stands. Owen trying to stop himself being overtaken by the McLaren again. Henrik to the outside, but if you're on the outside, as we know, the inside line is your friend in the next corner. Austria has just overtaken Central. BR4 has gone so wide, he's completely off the track for a split second there. He needs to get that front wing changed as quickly as possible. Otherwise, he's going to start struggling. DDK is up ahead of the McLaren. Those two came together quite handedly in turn 9. And I think Henrik is having a bit of a awful time as well. Harm's got 3 seconds for pit lane for track limits, and Jack has got 10 for speeding into the pit lane. The first penalty for the new season. Nikita and Jishnu are fighting their way up through turn 3, and the Mercedes hangs on just a little bit longer. The Williams down the outside, launches it deep. Just can't get it in. That was almost spectacular on the outside. Certainly would have been had he held it. We continue on. Owen in 7th. He's going to come up to the Aston Martin really soon here. The front 5 are now 7 seconds up the road. We have 5 different constructors up the road as well, which is beautiful to see. We've got yellow flags, and that is Henrik there, who's had an issue out of turn 8. And cuts the pit lane quite handily. You go through, Noble gets forward. One thing that helpers didn't do is that state that this is a track where you have to actually follow the pit lane. Lars overtaken here. Boy, oh my god! He got overtaken by Owen. He almost took out Owen in the process. Went straight into the back of him. Luckily, nothing happened. Lars still ahead of his teammate. Lars now fighting back to the outside. Another bit of contact between the two cars. Lars looks to have a good run now, though. Oh, there's contact between them again, and there's no front wing on the Aston Martin. That's a damaged front wing. The bodywork came apart. You could see it. And now Lars is going to struggle. Damage to the front wing of the Aston Martin. He's got to let his teammate go. He has got to let his teammate go here. Noble picks up 3 seconds of track limits. And what looked like a very promising qualifying for him has ended in the ditch very quickly. There we go. Lars actually getting past Owen in all of this somehow, even with a broken front wing. Lock up there from Lars as well, and he goes very deep. Owen and DDK look to try and make a move. They both will make a move on Lars. He gets 3 seconds worth of track limits. DDK looking to the outside, doesn't get it, but he might go to the inside, the little switcheroo, and he does get Owen that way because Owen locked up his tyres. And the Aston Martin is finally through. It's just not the Aston Martin we thought it would be. BR4 back ahead of his teammate as they head through turn 3. And now into turn 4. A little bit of a slide there for BR4. He tries to close the gap to Igor in front of him. Yalo also trying to close the gap. I think that was on the Kuster, who has stayed out. Yalo in, Lars in, Owen in. Lars gets 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. It seems like nobody knows what they're doing at this point. At the front 5, however, they have just been in a train the entire time and have driven away. We're continuing to watch them. 3 wide here as they head into turn 4. A little bit of contact, I think, there from Redstone. Almost forced Jaguar out of it. Also got a little bit left in on Stell as well. He's saved himself the lead of the race now. Jaguar drops back into 3rd after missing his opportunity. Looks like Henry gets back in front of BR4. In comes Redstone. In comes, I think that was Nikita as well. Oh no, it's Jishnu that's come into the pit here. He has himself slowed all the way down. The top 3 staying out. Continue to watch this race unfold. Bloodwave still on his first set of tyres here, off into 4th. Kuzda in 5th, Noble in 6th. And we continue on almost a third, actually about a third of the way through this race. 12 through 36. We continue on. Nikita just trying to get close enough to Jaguar. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3, and it's a Ferrari, who again has kept himself going without damage by the looks of things here. Also a little bit of fighting between Redstone, Jishnu, and I think this is Noble Carter in front. Noble Carter even. As Jaguar stays out, Nikita stays out, Stell into the pit. It looks like Jishnu has got past, and so did Redstone. as they went past the Alpine in the back, in the middle of this field. Stell is going to come out the pits now. The real question is, how close is he to this front pack? You can see him there coming out of turn 1. There's his teammate in the background as well. And Stell has been undercut by these two. Jishnu and Redstone in the lead. Well, the net P1 and P2 of this race now. Igor's out. He's out in the pit lane though, so we won't be forcing anything here. Hello, Boomer. BR4 ahead of Owen for now. We're just going to watch these two fight it out through turn 3. And it looks like BR4 got a significantly better exit. And he's got himself in front of Owen there. And ahead of his teammate as well. As they head down towards turn 4. Yeah. And Jishnu still on the back of Redstone. And trying to catch up to Bloodwave now. And I think that's definitely going to be a track limits for Redstone there. So that'll pick up a warning. The real question is how many more of those has he got left before the 3-second penalty. That 3-second penalty will be huge in this race. Given that Jishnu is less than a second behind him and Stell only just under 2 seconds behind Redstone as well. Jaguar and Nikita have stayed out up to this point as we are approaching halfway. Henrik and BR4 going back and forth in this lap. Oh, we've got damage on some of these cars. Somehow, none of them have massive front wing damage. There was a lot of bodywork that came off the car there. Not entirely sure who's the biggest recipient of that damage. It looks like it might be BR4. Again, wide in turn 6 there. We will have to wait and see because that looked pretty heavy there. Owen into the side of BR4. Not sure whether he just lost the car or was tapped round, but either way, straight into the side of him. Yakuza into the pits, Noble into the pits as well. I think Noble's going to serve the first of his penalties. Yellow flag in sector 3. Not sure who it is. It's Jack. He's out. He's gone into the pits. He's retired. So we're down 2 from the first race of the season. A few people fighting out from Henrik back. Not entirely sure if there's going to be any sort of massive moves coming up. It looked like DDK got past Owen there to take 8th spot. These two are going side by side through turn 6. That means Laws is going to get by on the Williams. Williams looks to be struggling. Nikita coming out the pits now. He is definitely behind. Quite handedly behind, actually. He's going to be behind Jaguar as well. That means we're just starting to split a little bit now. 4th and 5th have dropped off the rest of the pack. With the rest of the pack at the front. Stell to the inside of Jishnu here. Looking to leave him as little room as physically possible. Some wheel banging between the two cars down towards turn 4. Down the hill they go. Mercedes not ahead. And Stell is going to take 2nd place. With Redstone just starting to clear into the distance. BR4 back ahead of his teammate. Not getting a good camera angle at all here. It looks like, yeah, Henrik is now going to fight off DDK. That's going to be the interesting one here. Also, Stell dropped out of the DRS zone on Redstone. Redstone's got a clear gap now. He's got a shot and he's got to take advantage of it while he can. That looks very deep there for Henrik, and he is going to pick up the 3 seconds as a result. As it stands, DDK is going to be a massive beneficiary of these penalties saved for Yarlow and potentially Bloodwave as well. Owens dropped out of that second gap. Here comes Henrik to the inside of BR4. Teammates going after each other, and it's cost BR4 not one but two places because DDK's gone on through as well. But they're headed down to turn 4. There's more damage. That looked like quite the collision there as he hit the back of the car. It still looks like every car got out of that unscathed somehow. Looks like DDK is going to have to pick another opportunity on Henrik. BR4 has got a little bit of breathing room. 9/10 of a second now split Stell and Redstone. It's really annoying when you get that feeling of a sneeze right up in your nose. You can't do anything about it. Here comes Henrik against BR4. The McLarens not working together particularly well. That's a Ferrari parked up in the middle of the track. I think he may have reset to track there. BR4 losing out to his teammate. Still ahead of DDK for now though. They head down to turn 4. BR4 is going to have to stick it to the inside on DDK here. Get a better run, will get a better run, and will hold on against the Aston Martin for a split second, because DDK's fought it back, and DDK's got it. Joker picked up 3 seconds worth of track limits after his spin on the last lap. We continue on here. Large train here in the middle of the pack. You can see it just encompassing a good, 7 or 8 cars here. 3 of them have penalties. The rest of them, they are quite the tailed off from the rest of the chasing pack at the front. Redstone overtaken by Stell now. Stell currently at the lead of this race. Lars gets to the inside on BR4. BR4 lost out to Owen as well. As they head down towards turn 4, BR4 is just falling apart in this race. Hasn't really recovered from forgetting that you actually have to start the car. DDK, Redstone has got 3 seconds. The DDK launches one to the inside of Henrik, and they come together twice. A little bit of wheel banging there. I think they've come out fine. Henrik's lost out to Lars as well. The Aston Martins go through. Redstone's half a second back on Stell. He's got 3 second time penalty. So Stell now has a very, very healthy gap at the lead of this race. Magician needs to get past Redstone now, if he's got any chance of winning this one. Still fighting in the midfield here, as Lars is still trying to get more contact as we head out of turn 3. It's still not enough to deter Lars from holding that position on Henrik, closing that door rather sharpishly. He is still ahead of Henrik here. You got Owen in, there goes Henrik round at turn 6. Causing the yellow flag. Haven't had an absolute crash yet, which is quite surprising. We continue down towards the beginning of lap 21 now. We've got Redstone 4/10 of a second behind Stell, but he's got a 3 second time penalty. And there's not an awful lot he's going to be able to do about that. Good luck breaking that 3 second gap in this situation. BR4 lost and losing out to Bloodwave. At the moment as well. Well, these two actually going to go back and forth. So we are going to go watch them. Harm picked up 3 seconds worth of track limits. It doesn't look like Bloodwave has anything left in the tank there. Jishnu picked up... Oh, Jishnu, sorry, he's picked up 3 seconds now as well. Redstone's gone into the pit for the second time. And all of a sudden, Stell now has a massive gap. A very, very comfortable gap as it stands. Redstone's out. Redstone is out of the race. From literally leading the race a couple laps prior, he is out of this race. Won't score any points. That is going to be heartbreaking. As Bloodwave gets overtaken by BR4 here. The yellow flag in the sector 1 is the Haas car. We've locked up Central here in the middle of the pack. It looks like Noble's going to try and go after Bloodwave here. There's another yellow flag. I'm not entirely sure what the yellow flag's for this time. Harm's out now. Noble gets past Bloodwave there. Onto the inside. The Alpine sticking it in the inside and getting that position pretty handedly there. Actually got a very good run on BR4 in front. Oh, that didn't look good for Bloodwave. He slid the car. He slid the car quite drastically. Noble, however, going to launch it to the outside of BR4 and gets it done on BR4. They're a little bit further forward. The Aston Martin still at the front of this train and should be able to actually work together here to get out of this situation. They don't seem to be doing it very well right now. They got 4 cars around the back of him. Owen and Yarlow are the 2 that are following. Stella into the pits now for his second pit stop on lap 24. We continue on trying to see if something is gonna explode into life in this race. Everyone's been there and thereabouts. We have had a few overtakes, definitely down towards turn 1 and into turn 4, which we're currently on board with Jaguar going into. He's 6/10 of a second behind Jishnu right now, who was in that front pack, picked up 3 seconds worth of time penalties, has struggled a little bit since. Nikita's on the back of Jaguar as well, as they are trying to make them drag themselves back into this. We are down to 14. In comes Jishnu into the pits. Jaguar stays in the lead. He goes into the lead now. I think Nikita has picked up another track limits for that one. Yellow flag in sector 2, and that is Nakuza. We'll see. He's not going to really lose anything. I think Henrik's too far back. That is a spin that takes him away from the rest of the pack, though. DDK in, BR4 in, Jishnu in. Stell is well and truly gone. Over 4 seconds up the road now. Into turn 3 he goes. He just quit out, I believe. He is retired in the pits. Owen trying to get himself involved with Lars now as well. Don't get DDK pit on the last lap. Here comes Owen on the outside of Lars. That door is slammed shut. Noble on the inside of Yarlow. I think he got that, you know. He has. Well played, Noble, on the inside there. Try and make it work. Jishnu's got past Owen as he looks to try and close down a gap or two here. Right now, that gap is about 5 seconds. Jaguar into the pits, Nikita into the pits. Jishnu had to catch a long way now to stop Stell from just de-rolling his way to his well, the first win on this game. We got Pedro, we got Bloodway down in the 7th, so DDK moved up. Yellow's coming out the pits now, he's in 7th. BL4 might be about to jump a couple of people in the process. He goes round turn 1. He is actually ahead of Yellow and up in the 7th himself. I don't think there's going to be very many pit stops left. Jaguar has just got past Noble quite easily there. I don't think Nikita will be too far behind. Don't forget Jishnu's got 3 seconds worth of penalties. And Jaguar does not. Jaguar is going to be closing him the entire rest of the way. We'll see if he can keep within that 3-second gap to try and get a second place. Nikita's going round the outside of Noble. And that is exactly what the Williams needed. Exactly what the Williams needed. There is a slight chance that he might be able to steal the bottom step of the podium now. Jishnu might be off it completely, depending on how well Nikita drives this stint here. Currently about 3 seconds, 3.3 seconds actually, between 2nd and 4th. You know that Jishnu's got 3 seconds worth of penalties. Yellow flag in sector 2. It's Joker again, who has had an absolutely torrid day at the office. Yellow, Owen and Bloodwave are going to go at each other. These 3 not that far off the back of each other. Half a second splits each one. And the Joker Psycho is out of the session. Noble has pit for the final time. Yeah, Joker's out now, so we're down to 13. Top 10 gets points. Henrik has just occupied himself into that top 10 spot right now. I don't know if he got the 3-second gap. Actually, he doesn't even need the 3-second gap because Noble got a penalty as well. So he's definitely put himself into that final spot in the points at the moment. Nothing in it there for Yalo against Bloodwave, and neither for Owen behind either. Jaguar has got himself within a second, so we might see a Ferrari try and get second place on the track in a minute here. On lap 29 of 36. Let's see if Jaguar might actually go for this, because he's got a good run. He's definitely got a good run. He's going to the outside. The long way round, and he's got him. He's got him. And moved up in a second on track. Jishnu is only 2 seconds ahead of Nikita now as well, so if Nikita can keep it clean, that'll be the bottom step for him. Yalo is under fire now. Owen on the inside, looking for a move. If he can get a better exit, he'll be fine. He definitely can get a better exit, and will get the move. Pushes Yalo down in the ninth. Noble's trying to go straight after Henrik here. Try and get the bottom step, place for points in this race. Isn't anything in this for Yalo. He just seems to be dropping further and further backwards. Well, Owen is starting to put a foothold into this now. Would have to do quite a lot to get himself ahead of Bloodwave and then clear by the distance of his penalty, which is 3 seconds. Not impossible. He might be going for it now. To the inside against Bloodwave. Owen will get it. His exit is a little bit sketched though. He is still ahead nonetheless, and he'll take that. He now needs Yarlow and Bloodwave to start fighting so he can clear the gap. Or for Bloodwave to go just a little bit too deep. That also works. Opening the gap enough for him to potentially start trying to open. Well, try and get enough for that penalty. Jishnu in a very similar position currently on the bottom step of the podium as well. Bloodwave unable to get close enough at the moment. Jishnu also in the same boat. About half a second splits him and Jaguar. Noble's just set the fastest lap for the entire race. If he can get himself rolling, he should be able to get himself and maybe an extra couple of points out of this. Looks like Owen still only 0.2 of a second ahead of Bloodwave. He is not getting his wish here. He is not getting his wish to try it for the 2 cars behind a fight. Yarlow is not doing enough to the kick Sauber. Owen getting a better exit out of turn 4. And they just sit themselves at roughly the same distance apart. Albeit Owen just started to open the gap now. It was 0.3 of a second. It's now 7. He needs to get a little bit more before this DRS kicks in after turn 10 though. He's definitely cornering better than Bloodwave is at the moment. That DRS is absolutely killer. Nakusa picks up 3. So that rules out any chance of him getting any higher than 12th. He may have had a chance to go after Henrik with the penalties if he could have kept it going. Bloodwave far too deep. Heavy lockup into turn 3 for Bloodwave, and that gap is just going to open up a little bit. Not sure why Henrik's got a plus minus. Oh, Noble's had a bit of a mare. Drop behind him again. I assume it probably has some sort of gravel trap to deal with it. Owen has cleared Bloodwave now over the second mark. Now the question is, with about 3 or 4 laps to go, can he get it up to 3 seconds to try and hold on to that 7th place? If not, he's going to end in 9th. Pierre Forden a little bit no man's land. DDK even further. Oh, Bloodwave overtaken here by Yarlow to the inside. Bloodwave's going to try and defend it with a little bit of a switchback, but that's been shut off. Or has it? Here we go, into turn 4. Bloodwave to the inside. Locks up again. Yarlow should get a better exit now. Will get a better exit now and stays in 8th. This is exactly what Owen needed them to do, to fight it out and let him run. Also, Jishnu is currently trying as they head toward turn 3 here. Owen picked up 3 more! Ouch! That might take him outside the top 10. As it stands, it will take him outside the top 10. That is extremely unfortunate for Owen there. Picks up the extra 3. He's the only one on 6 seconds now. That's not something you're going to be able to come back with this late, come back from this late in the race. That's a certain. And everyone is starting to just kind of peel away at the front. Is Nikita going to be able to hold on to Jishnu just enough? Currently sticking about that 2.7 second gap. It's a very interesting scenario now for Jishnu if he can get himself going for an extra lap. Put in an exceptional lap, he might be able to steal a podium. Either way, Stell is gone. Stell is in cruise control now to try and win the first race in over a year. He is absolutely flying. No competition whatsoever. Yarlo about to be overtaken by Bloodwave here. He might get caught by Henrik as well. Henrik to the inside. Oh, I'm not sure what happened there. I think there may have been a little bit of contact. And I think Henrik got him anyway. I don't know if Henrik clipped Bloodwave in front of him. Oh, there's another little bit of contact here. This time from the Alpine behind Noble. Just tapping the McLaren. It actually helped the McLaren more than it hindered him. He maybe didn't finally get through on Yarlo, who's going to be a beneficiary of the penalties and will move him up into 8th. We're on lap 36 of 36 at the front. I hate when F1 does that. It doesn't tell you the laps of the person you're on, but the laps of the person in the lead. Right now, it's going to be really close here for Jishnu and Nikita for the bottom step of the podium. I'm going to keep going on this front at the moment. Doesn't look like anything happened into turn 4 at the front of the grid with Jishnu and Jaguar. That's because Jaguar's not got anything to force now. He is essentially in second place regardless of what he does unless he crashes. And we are finally going to head toward the front of the grid. These guys have been fighting it tooth and nail the entire way. However, we're going to have to go to the front because we're now watching Stell. One Alpine in the wall. The other one wins the first race of the season in commanding fashion. Absolute dominance from Stell on the first race of the season. Jaguar gets second. Nikita holds on for dear life by less than a tenth to Jishnu in 4th. DDK is going to get himself a 5th place here. Yeah, it's 5th for DDK. It's 6th for BR4, who forgot to start his car. It will be 7th for Bloodwave here. Yep, and then 8th for Yarlo, 9th for Henrik, 10th for Owen. As Nakuza's not close enough, he's going to round out in 11th. Noble threw away any chance at points in the final lap there, but crashing at turn 4. He had 6 seconds anyway. And then Lars kind of fell off the face of the earth at one point there. And he picked up 3 seconds for his measures as well. And with that being said, that is, well, that's one way to start the season. Stell on top of the world in Austria, and it's first blood to the Greek. And Alpine as well. What a good start to the season we've got. And we've got a long way to go. Stell is your first winner of the season, leads the championship after night 1. Should be a good start for Alpine as well. But that is it for me. Tier 2 is still going on. Until next time, in a bit. There you go. In a bit.